We all know that smoking is bad. It can cause cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and a host of other health issues. But back in the golden age of cinema, smoking wasn't just a habit. It was a lifestyle, a statement of rebellion and allure. On the silver screen, cigarettes were more than props. They were practically supporting actors, exuding sophistication and mystery. Hollywood stars unknowingly turned this dangerous habit into a glamorous trend, both on and off camera. So, who were the A-listers that couldn't resist lighting up? Well, here are the 15 worst smokers in Hollywood history whose love for cigarettes was as pure as their love for acting. Number 15. Jackie Gleason. Jackie Gleason, the larger-than-life Ralph Cramden from The Honeymooners, didn't just live big on screen, he lived bigger in real life. This was a man who could out-eat, out-drink, and out-smoke just about anyone. Gleason's idea of a snack, a gallon of ice cream. His whiskey glass was never empty, and his favorite workout was lifting a scotch on the rocks. But it wasn't all laughs. The man burned through 5 packs of cigarettes a day like they were props in a comedy bit. His diet of booze, smokes, and indulgence turned mobility into a Herculean effort. Gleason once joked that sex for a fat man is much ado about puffing, and he wasn't lying. It was an uphill battle for the king of comedy. Eventually, the party ended. Gleason passed away from colon cancer at 71, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and an unfiltered cautionary tale about living like every day is a cheat day. The moral of the story: do whatever you want, just make sure don't light up 5 packs a day while doing it, or the punchline might be on you. Number 14. Bette Davis. Bette Davis, famously crowned the queen of the Warner Brothers lot, was as known for her smoky voice as she was for her chain-smoking habits. Despite the toll it took on her appearance and health, Davis managed to live to 81, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy. She became the first actor to receive 5 consecutive Oscar nominations, securing 2 wins, a testament to her extraordinary talent. While some argue Humphrey Bogart made smoking look cool, others insist Davis owned that title, blending her on-screen charisma with a cigarette in hand. Interestingly, Davis didn't endorse cigarette brands, yet her films often featured her characters smoking, a testament to her commitment to realism. Off-screen, her addiction was relentless. 4 packs of Vanguard cigarettes a day, sometimes lighting one off the other. Even her dentist couldn't deter her. Davis smoked in waiting rooms and dental chairs alike. While smoking didn't directly claim her life, her excessive habit painted a cautionary tale, contrasting her iconic silver screen image with the harsh realities of addiction. Number 13. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn, Hollywood's quintessential swashbuckler, embodied charisma and recklessness both on and off screen. Known for iconic films like The Adventures of Robin Hood and The Charge of the Light Brigade, Flynn's life behind the scenes was a whirlwind of indulgence. He and fellow actor David Niven shared a house humorously dubbed Cirrhosis by the Sea, where they hosted notorious parties. Flynn's antics, from bare-knuckle boxing at dull gatherings to sneaking vodka-infused oranges onto sets, cemented his wild reputation. However, his vices extended beyond alcohol. Flynn struggled with opium addiction, and years of excess began to show on his once dashing visage. Scandals marred his career, including allegations of statutory rape in 1942, which tarnished his public image despite his acquittal. Flynn's health deteriorated rapidly in the late 1940s due to heavy drinking, drug use, and smoking. Tragically, at just 50 years old, Flynn succumbed to a heart attack, his autopsy revealing the toll of his destructive lifestyle. Number 12. Rod Serling. Rod Serling, the brilliant mind behind The Twilight Zone, gave us some of the most iconic moments in TV history. But behind his success was a man haunted by self-doubt and an insatiable need for perfection. Unable to replicate the triumph of The Twilight Zone, Serling turned to cigarettes and alcohol, consuming 4 packs a day as he battled his inner demons. His vices only deepened after the show ended, leaving him drifting between projects and struggling to find his footing. Serling's health deteriorated rapidly, leading to a clogged artery that required bypass surgery in 1975. Tragically, his heart gave out during the operation, and he passed away at just 50 years old. Serling's creative genius was undeniable, but his relentless pursuit of success took a heavy toll. His legacy as a storyteller who pushed boundaries remains intact, though his life serves as a sobering tale of the cost of artistic brilliance. Now let's move to number 11, Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey Bogart was Hollywood's ultimate cool cat, synonymous with trench coats, fedoras, and of course cigarettes. Smoking wasn't just a habit for Bogart, it was part of his mystique, earning cigarettes the nickname bogies in popular slang. However, the same habit that bolstered his on-screen persona became his downfall. Bogart smoked 2 packs a day, and his gravelly voice and ever-present cigarette cemented him as a cinematic legend. His association with smoking started practically. Monologues felt flat without action, so directors suggested he light up for depth. The effect? Captivating. Each drag of his cigarette made the scenes more intense and engaging. Yet off-screen, the glamour faded. Bogart struggled with persistent coughs and fatigue, dismissing medical care until it was too late. In 1956, he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, a direct result of his smoking. Despite his influence and talent, Bogart's life was cut tragically short, leaving a legacy shadowed by the very habit that defined him. Number 10. Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr., a shining star of the Rat Pack, captivated audiences with his talent and style. However, his smoking habit cast a shadow over his career. Unlike the staged indulgence of drinking apple juice disguised as whiskey during performances, Davis's smoking was real and relentless. He often smoked on stage, even incorporating puffs into his songs, exhaling smoke dramatically as he sang the next note, a move that thrilled audiences but harmed his voice. Despite warnings from peers like Nat King Cole, who cautioned him about the damage cigarette smoke could inflict on his vocal cords, Davis paid little heed. By the 1980s, his voice began to falter, and a throat specialist confirmed the toll of smoking. Inflamed nodules on his vocal cords were a stark reminder of the cost of his habit. Though Davis remained an enduring icon, his smoking habit significantly impacted his health and voice, serving as a sobering aspect of his legacy. Number 9. Spencer Tracy. Spencer Tracy wasn't just one of Hollywood's finest actors. He was a walking advertisement for all the vices. Chain smoking, check. Heavy drinking, double check. Popping pills and eating like tomorrow didn't matter? Absolutely. By the time Tracy hit his 60s, his body was writing checks his lifestyle couldn't cash. After a severe bout of breathlessness in 1963, Tracy's doctors basically said, "Cut it out, or you're toast." But moderation wasn't in his vocabulary. Diagnosed with hypertensive heart disease in 1965, Tracy spent his final years shuffling between health scares and clinging to the unwavering support of Katharine Hepburn, his greatest love and partner in endurance. Tracy's life was a drama as gripping as any of his films, and his legacy remains untouchable. But let's face it, he's proof that even Hollywood royalty can't outrun the consequences of living like a rock star in a 3-piece suit. What did you say? Well, drop your option down below. Now, let's head over to number 8. Ule Briner. Ule Briner, the bald and brooding king of the king, and I lived as dramatically off-screen as he did on it. The guy smoked 5 packs of cigarettes daily, which is basically like setting fire to a small forest every week. Unsurprisingly, this lifestyle caught up with him in the form of lung cancer. But Briner wasn't one to go out quietly. Before his death, he filmed a chilling anti-smoking PSA where he looked straight into the camera and said, Now that I'm gone, don't smoke. Whatever you do, just don't smoke. It's like a ghostly warning from a man who could deliver gravitas even while dying. Briner's PSA aired after his death, giving his legacy a unique twist. The badass actor turned into an eerie anti-smoking advocate from beyond the grave. It was a haunting farewell from a man who could make even a dire message sound theatrical. Number 7. John Wayne. John Wayne, the Duke himself, was the human equivalent of a Marlboro ad. Standing tall at 6'4", he could outsmoke, outdrink, and out-tough just about anyone. 7 packs of unfiltered Camels a day? That's not a habit. It's a lifestyle. He even managed to fit cigars and pipe tobacco into the mix. The man was like a human chimney. By the 1960s, Wayne's smoking had done a number on his lungs, leading to the removal of most of one in 1964. But even lung surgery couldn't stop him. He kept puffing away like a cowboy who couldn't quit the Wild West. By the time stomach cancer claimed his life in 1979, Wayne had proven that even Hollywood legends aren't invincible. The Duke left behind a legacy of grit, determination, and a warning. When you live life as hard as John Wayne, the Reaper doesn't need to saddle up. He's already waiting at the corral. Number 6. Clark Gable. Clark Gable wasn't just the king of Hollywood. He was the king of bad habits. Known for roles like Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind, Gable had charm, swagger, and a love affair with nicotine that bordered on obsession. 3 packs of unfiltered cigarettes a day, plus cigars, plus pipe tobacco. It's a wonder he had time to breathe between puffs. But Gable wasn't just about smokes. He was also a fan of whiskey, steak, and late nights. Even his heart seemed to have a flair for drama, giving out not once, not twice, but 4 times before calling it quits. By the time he passed in 1960, his lungs and heart had taken a beating that not even his Hollywood grit could overcome. Despite it all, Gable's legacy shines brighter than ever. If anything, his life is a reminder. Charm and a chiseled jawline can only get you so far when you're up against decades of chain smoking. Number 5. Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson, the legendary host of The Tonight Show, wasn't just a master of comedy, he was also a notorious smoker. Cigarettes often served as props during his early television tenure, blending seamlessly into his casual, cool persona. However, as public opinion shifted, Carson's on-air smoking gradually disappeared, though his habit lingered. In a candid 1979 interview with 60 Minutes, Carson admitted his struggle with smoking, joking that he'd need electric shock therapy or reruns of Gilligan's Island to quit. Despite his charm and self-deprecating humor, Carson's health would later reflect the consequences of years of smoking. While Carson eventually curtailed his habit, the damage was done. His story serves as a reminder that even the brightest stars wrestle with the grip of addiction. Carson's legacy remains untarnished, though his candid battle with cigarettes highlights the complex intersection of fame, habit, and humanity. Number 4. Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton, the silent film icon known for his deadpan expression and groundbreaking stunts, lived a life as intense off-screen as it was on. While his comedic genius captivated audiences, his heavy smoking habit told a darker story. Keaton was often seen coughing between takes, his affinity for cigarettes deeply ingrained in his daily routine. Despite his health struggles, Keaton maintained his trademark energy and humor, even appearing on Canadian television in his later years. However, in 1966, lung cancer struck with devastating outcomes. Keaton's final days were marked by breathing difficulties and a compromised voice, yet he faced his illness with quiet resilience. On January 30th, 1966, he succumbed to the disease, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and innovation. His story is a poignant reminder that even the brightest talents aren't immune to the consequences of their vices, highlighting the human fragility behind his cinematic brilliance. Number 3. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, the man whose voice could make a stone weep, held a cigarette and a glass of Jack Daniels with the same ease he wielded a microphone. His raspy velvet tones weren't just the product of talent. They were seasoned by years of smoky indulgence and a life lived on the edge. Sinatra exuded effortless cool, making a two-pack-a-day habit seem like the pinnacle of sophistication. Even in death, old Blue Eyes didn't part with his vices. His children, in a nod to his legendary lifestyle, buried him with a bottle of Jack, a pack of Camels, and a Zippo lighter, a starter kit for the afterlife, Sinatra style. But for all the glamour and grit, his story serves as a reminder. Cool doesn't always age gracefully. The man who crooned "My Way" lived his way too, proving that a life of indulgence can leave a smoky trail of charm and caution. Number 2. Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole, with his velvety baritone and timeless hits, left an indelible mark on music history. However, his deep, distinctive voice came at a cost. Cole was a devoted smoker, consuming up to 5 packs of menthol cigarettes daily. This relentless habit wasn't just a casual indulgence, it was part of his pre-recording ritual, chain smoking before every session to maintain his signature tone. While his crooning voice enchanted millions, the price of his smoking became heartbreakingly evident. In 1964, Cole was diagnosed with lung cancer, a devastating blow to his career and personal life. Even as his health deteriorated, he continued performing. The reason? Well, he was determined to share his gift with the world. Nat King Cole passed away at 45, a talent silenced far too soon. His legacy as a musical icon endures, but his story remains a sobering reminder of the toll smoking can take on even the brightest stars. Now, let's move to Number 1. Audrey Meadows. Audrey Meadows, beloved for her role as Alice Cramden on The Honeymooners, was a comedic force with a dramatic vice: smoking. For years, cigarettes were her constant co-stars, both on and off the screen. But in 1995, Meadows faced a devastating lung cancer diagnosis. With her trademark wit, she chose to forego aggressive treatment, opting instead for dignity and peace in her final days. Her passing in 1996 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center was poignant, but her legacy remained vibrant. However, even in death, Meadows wasn't free of quirks. Her headstone in Holy Cross Cemetery features an inaccurate birth date, a small hiccup for a star who lit up so many lives. Meadows' journey is a mix of laughter and lessons, reminding us that even the brightest talents can fall victim to the darker allure of their times. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.